My personal favorites are the flying cars and Back to the Future Part 2. It's when they go to the very futuristic year of 2015. You go way to the past of the Flintstones. That's for John Goodman and Rick Moranis.
17th, 2024.
Fly Around with Harry and Ron, a picture card from Harry Potter that Warner Brothers gave us. Got a couple from the Jurassic Park and Jurassic World franchise, including the gyrosphere you saw the two boys rolling around in. It's not missing the glass. It was in fact never there. They did it all digitally, that we don't see the reflections of the camera. Jordan Peele gave us a few of the Fries Van and the Crawdaddy boat from his movie Us and Nope. And this tank-looking thing is a Bradley assault vehicle used by Michael Bay for Transformers. That thing is lean, mean, and made of wood. Yeah, it's mostly wood. The military does get vehicles to be used in movies, but they just have to kind of sit there and look pretty. But Michael Bay wants it to sit there, look pretty, and then explode. So, you got to build it out of something that you can move and blow up a few times. A real explosion in a movie is a type of practical effect. That means we actually did it. It's physically there on set. My personal favorite practical effect are animatronics, robots. My two favorite movies in the 90s use a lot of animatronics. One's kind of obscure called Small Soldiers, little animatronic action figures destroy a neighborhood. Another one of my favorites used one of the largest animatronics, and it's a little bit bigger of a movie.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Yeah, the T-Rex in Jurassic Park was a 30-foot tall animatronic that when it got wet in the rain scenes would start to move on its own, which sounds terrifying. All three of the original Jurassic Park movies had amazing animatronics and special effects, and they also gave us amazing set piece and picture cards to go along with it. That's what we're looking at right now. The boat on the right-hand side was seen in Jurassic Park 3. That's when it was attacked by a Spinosaurus. And this double RV-looking vehicle on the left is the mobile lab you saw in the Lost World Jurassic Park with Jeff Goldblum, Julie Moore, and Vince Vaughn. That's also made mostly out of wood, not only to make it easy to get to and from set, but a little bit easier to push off a cliff like they did for this scene in the movie. Oh no. Oh no. Right in the mouth, gross. Oh wow, they're going after everyone. If you didn't like those, you're going to hate the big one. The big one. Oh, let's skip car 1. Who's it going to get? It's going to get somebody. It's got to be by car 3. Who's it going to be? Oh, it still hasn't gone up. Car 3, it's not looking good. Oh, no. Oh, and we have to stop. Oh, no. I'll give you a countdown. 3, 2, 1. It doesn't do anything. You're fine. I just want to make you all panic a little bit. When we were making Jurassic Park, a lot of that movie filmed here inside of our sound stages, right? So we had the big visitor center inside the sound stage. Well, the kitchen where the raptors chasing the kids was built inside of the sound stage. Even some of the scenes inside the rainforest were inside of our sound stages. But just as much of that movie also filmed in Hawaii. The issue was, when we were making the movie in Hawaii, everything had to be shut down for about a week because a big tropical storm was going through. Even though you see a big tropical storm in the movie, we don't want to film it a real one. In fact, today wouldn't be a good day to be filming because it's not a really clear day. We want as much sunlight as possible. It's better to have too much sun than not enough. But we still want to tell stories that have rain in it. So we're going to show you how we turn our Southern California sunny days into rainy ones for the movie.
This is right here. Get
Now,
ready
typically
for the...
your set needs to be super quiet. Remember, the only sound you want to hear is the actors. Well, today we're going to add our sound effects like thunder right here to the set. The lightning we see is a very big strobe light, very easy to do. And now we need the rain. I'm going to activate the rain. They're going to take my ring off so I don't hurt myself.
This should
Ready?
be the flood coming right here, buddy. Used to be, anyway.
Just like that, you have a rainy day. We get our rain by using a super high-tech, sophisticated system called sprinklers. That's all it is. As long as they're above the camera seats, it looks fine. But notice, with no direct sunlight, it is kind of difficult to see all the rain. So that means we need to add more. I want your help for that. On the count of 3, I want you all to clap 2 times, just like I did. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Yeah, I saw the light go off.
Here comes the flood. Look, look.
Right there!
What happened? Did we break it?
Water!
What happened? I don't see anything. Oh, that is all of the water. Okay, that's a pretty big flood. That's pretty, okay. Just hold her up. No, not an actual flood. That's a result of thousands of gallons of water being released in giant tanks, just like this scene in the movie Big Fat Liar. Paul Giamatti, Vanda Bynes, and Frankie Muniz.
That's what they use for Mexico right here. That street.
You can also see the flood in a couple of music videos for songs by the most by Enrique Iglesias and Susie and Judas.
Sometimes they do.
Oh, like this!
What?
This section of Old Mexico was featured as Mexico and Nacho Libre, starring Jack Black, but it's also the pirate city of Tortuga, Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. So a lot of your favorite movies might have used the same exact set. They'll just change it or redecorate it so you won't recognize it. This next area we are getting to see was seen in more movies than any other movie set on Earth. I'm talking thousands have been filmed in here, what we call Six Points, Texas. That includes a recent Quentin Tarantino movie, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I don't
Brad
know,
Pitt and
honey.
Leonardo DiCaprio. Anytime they're on the Western set in the movie, it was all right here. Leo has amazing scenes that are on the Opera House there to the left-hand side. Leo's my friend. Mr. DiCaprio. Now, if you have not seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, you should definitely check it out. It's a great movie. Just remember, it's Quentin Tarantino, so it's extremely rated R. There's a much more family-friendly movie that was made here around the same time, Call of the Wild with Harrison Ford. In the beginning of the movie, you see Buck the dog just running through his hometown. That was right down this road. Now, y'all, we are, give or take, about halfway done with our tour this afternoon. Just a reminder, if you need my assistance, that red emergency cord is hanging above your head. Give it a pull. I'll be back to help you. Otherwise, remain seated, arms and legs in the vehicle. Now, we talked about how most of these buildings have no interior. The Opera House is what we call a practical set. It already has a set built inside of it, so you can go in there and you can film and you don't have to do anything. However, it is quite rare for a building to have a two-floor set. So even though it looks like the Opera House has a second floor, the steps go up to absolutely nothing. That's mainly because we don't build these things to hold weight or be up to code. We build them to look pretty for a movie. But any one of these buildings can have a set on the inside of it or even a second floor. You just build it inside of a soundstage. For instance, there's this facade there on the left-hand side. We peer through the windows and we can tell it's just one wall. There's absolutely nothing on the other side of it. But if you cover the windows with curtains, put up some decoration, and then have your actor wear the same costume there as they do inside the soundstage, all of a sudden, that building has an entire interior that you could just put together in post-production. Now, those sound stages across the body of water there to the left are some of the newer ones we have in the studio. While they're not the newest, they've definitely been the busiest these past few years. That is where we now do The Voice. The Voice is a hit vocal competition show. They're working on season 25 already. They just finished season 24 last month, and they're already coming out with more. They are non-stop with The Voice. The newest sound stages we have are even further down this road on the other side of the buildings in front of us. We're not going to go all the way down to those stages, though. If we did, we would actually be closer to Warner Brothers than the theme park. It shows you how close Warner Brothers is, but also how massive Universal is. We're 400 acres. We're twice the size of WB, and they're the second biggest in town. A couple of shows that filmed down there you might know include Hacks with Gene Smart and Loot with Maya Rudolph, both produced by and filmed at Universal, but air on HBO Max and Apple Plus respectively. This kind of shows you television's all over the place. Rather than go down there, Kurt's going to take our train up through Little Europe, and I adore Little Europe. These are also quite old, dated back to the silent film era. One of the biggest silent movies ever made, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, filmed here 100 years ago. That's our first big movie to reach into a century mark. This was the Parisian streets, and then the Parisian catacombs they actually built over the old river. A very strange set. Our first Best Picture winner, All Quiet on the Western Front, utilized this area as both Germany and France. Literally half the town was written in German, the other in French. When they traveled, just turned the camera around. The very following year, we made history by inventing the entire new movie genre out here that became our bread and butter all throughout the Great Depression, the monster movies. And I'm talking the original, Dracula, Frankenstein, Wolfman, The Invisible Man, Bride and Son of Frankenstein, Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. It was a weird time, but they saved us there for a while. But as we make our way up the road, I know a few of you are recognizing this not as Europe, but as The Good Place and The Good Place with Ted Danson and Grissom Bell.
You, Eleanor Shellstrom, are dead.
Cool.
This location, the afterlife, come on. I have never ever seen this. You're in the good place.
I'm not supposed to be here. I can't risk going to the bad place.
Well, maybe it's not all that bad.
How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
Now, before I talk about The Good Place, I want to give you all a little insider knowledge. As a tour guide, there are certain things for every tour that I have to talk about, and there are certain things for every tour that I choose to talk about. That's the cool thing about the tram tour. You can come back here and take it so many different times, you're going to get a different experience, right? If you get a different guide, you're going to hear different things. If you come on a different day, you might see different things. That's one of the most repeatable attractions in any theme park across the globe. However, I'm not mandated to say I like anything. So if I give you an opinion, I want you to trust that it's coming from me and I'm choosing to share that with you. I am mandated to not share my negative opinion, so I gotta trust that you all won't get me fired. Can I trust you? No, but I'm gonna give you an honest opinion. The Good Place, and you'll agree with me, is one of the greatest shows ever. It is so good. It was created by Michael Schur, who also created Parks and Rec, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He was a writer-producer for The Office with Steve Carell. A lot of great television coming out of his office. But I cannot say this strongly enough. Don't watch a random episode, okay? You got to start from the beginning and work your way through because each episode connects to the next one, each season connects to the next one, and it ends at season 4. So it's a very quick show. And it wasn't canceled, it was finished. They had a planned ending and they reached at the end of that season. So I encourage you to check it out. It's available everywhere, including on Peacock. And I'm only mentioning this because, like I said, it's one of my favorite shows ever. I want more people to enjoy it like I did. So hopefully you do. Now, Kurt's taking us down a pretty unique road. This is called Denver Street. Denver Street's one of the original roads of Universal Studios. It's been here since 1914. And even some of the original sets are still here. These old Western sets at the end are original to Denver Street. The main reason why everything has changed since then is actually our studio tour, especially in the 1980s when we got these big trams. But our first tour went out July 15th, 1964. This summer is our 60th anniversary, a big diamond anniversary. My favorite story of the early years, mind you, it was a different kind of tour. You would like get out, walk around. It was a very small vehicle. But during that first summer, there was an 18-year-old aspiring filmmaker who would be coming to the tour almost every single day. He was kind of notorious for being the kid that was always here. He was also notorious for being the kid that would walk in with the tour group and then disappear and try to go off on his own. Little did he know in that summer of taking the studio tour over and over and over again that 12 years later, in the summer of 1976, that same tour would be adding a location based off of one of his movies. And it's still here to this day. It's where we're headed next. Welcome to Amity Island from Steven Spielberg's Jaws. Now, if you notice the billboard, it says the beach is closed. That's because a shark washed up the other day with all the rain that we've been having. It happens anytime it rains. I think all the rainwater just kind of pushes the sharks inward. I wouldn't worry about it though. In fact, I called my buddy George out earlier and he said he's going to open up the beach for us. George was just promoted to deputy of Amity Island. He's very excited. That's his boat. That's another shark. Okay, don't go in the water. Don't go in the water. Stay. Okay. Where's George?
Look.
He's in the water. George. 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 You okay?
George is getting eaten by the shark.
He's fine. Yeah, he's good. Yeah, he's a professional. He's yeah, we're just gonna pull forward and we're gonna park next to these gasoline barrels. Okay. It took the whole dock. Kurt, it took the whole dock. Okay, well, don't touch the gasoline. It's spraying all over the place back there. Don't touch it. Oh! 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 Kinda nice. I mean, might as well warm my fingers up while we're here. Never mind, we have to go.
The shark.
We're gonna need a bigger tram. Congratulations, everyone! You just survived Bruce the Shark. Good old Bruce. Hey, I'm gonna hang out the window. Don't tell my boss. Hi. Hey, I got a question for everyone. I don't care if you're in the front car or the other three. It's silent, so if you yell at the answer, I'm gonna hear you. What kind of shark is that? What is that?
A plastic one.
No, it's plastic. It's a plastic shark. No, you're right. It's a plastic great white mechanical shark. Our plastic great white shark works a lot better than the one that Steven Spielberg used, so here he is talking about it.
That's a much maligned shark. The shark was frustrating. It didn't really work all the time. It didn't work hardly at all.
Wherever you were on the island, you could hear the radio waves. They were always saying, "The shark is not working." Repeat, "The shark is not working."
We just waited around. We just waited and waited and waited. The shark worked well enough. For a while there, it had the biggest difficulty. So I really owe the shark a lot.
We named our shark Bruce after his father, the original shark used in Jaws.